welcome to Weekend Project. I'm Laura Lynn of the Mama Pop Quilt Shop, and we're very happy to see you here today. We're working on a kind of a variation of my girlfriend Kimberly's tumble block here in her quilt. She actually inspired me. We were shooting live last weekend for our stream, our third shoot. The fourth one's coming up tomorrow, which we're very, very excited about. And so we were talking about the tumble block, and I've never done one. So I thought, oh, I'll do a little search and see if I can find one that would, would be interesting, because I think there was a couple of requests for it as well. So I figured, why not? And I found this one that was like 3D-ish. I thought, ooh, Alex, a challenge. So let's go. So I went and I watched the video twice. It's actually, her name is Kayewood, Kayewood. And it's like Quilting Friends, and she's very popular. This is a video from December of 2011. So I don't know, I just really liked it. So, and I liked how she was describing it. The quality of the video isn't fantastic. It's not our 4K awesomeness, but I did try and get the gist of it, and I did watch the video twice to make sure I understood what was going on. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna make this. Hopefully you can see it. I've only got 3 rows here, but you can kind of see that it's called a stacking my block. That's what I guess the quilt pattern or the pattern is called. And you kind of see the one little cube here, and then it'll end up look like it's stacking in little, stacking cubes, I guess, once you get more rows up. But I've only got 3, and you need a light, a medium, and a dark. Whatever you choose, hopefully within the same kind of tony tones. I really tried hard. In fact, I have a huge stack right here. I'll show you. I picked out a bunch that I could probably do a scrappy one, like so, and then when I was thinking about it and I watched the video, I'm like, that's not gonna work. We really need those matchy tones of those 3 colors or whatever it is you're gonna do. If I'd been smart and saved enough fabric of this pink, I only had just a chunk of it. I think it was only just a little bit wider than a fat quarter. I do believe that was from Janice, thank you. And I would have had enough triangle pieces to top it off. You have to top it off on each side, top and the bottom, and then you end up with your nice long rows. So, all right, so we need to sew some of these together. I've got you need 2 at a time. So you need a light and a medium, a light and a dark and a medium. We're gonna put those 2 together right now, okay? And then you're gonna stack them on top of each other, and we're gonna cut them using not a special triangle, just our ruler here and our 60-degree markings right there. That's all we need to get this on the go, okay? You're like, no, it looks complicated. That's not. We got this. Oh, make sure you put the right sides together. Did you see that? Okay. And we have to press. 1/4 inch seam allowance, unless otherwise stated. And always press to the dark, so it says. She was using a very special ruler that lopped off, I think she was calling it topless triangles, which was kind of making me giggle, I don't know why, but so and mine do have tops on them, so I'm thinking I gotta nip it before I put them together, because I noticed as I showed him I had a little bit of puckering in some of my sections here, and I think that's just because I wasn't lopping off the tops. So and getting your seams are bang up on this one. So if you want a little bit of a challenge but don't want too much of one, this is just, you got a couple of seams you got to match up, and because they are angled, can sometimes be a bit of a challenge. This is a great quilt for you. I'm finding it not necessarily a challenge, but a little frustrating in some spots, because maybe, like I said, I wasn't lopping off the tails or the ears or whatever it is before I was sewing the block together. And I do know how important it is not to have those in the way from doing the zigzag quilt, because they were all lopped off via the cutter. Okay, so now we have our medium and our dark together. We have our light and our dark together, and our medium and our light together. We need to press, okay? So just scoot over here. Like I say, I try to always press to the dark. Do the whole strip, okay? Hopefully everybody's having a fantastic weekend or Saturday. And enjoying yourself. There's very few left before that thing comes in the beginning of September. I know lots of kids are off checking out universities and moving in and buying goodies and cleaning out Costco's. Yeah, it's got to be pretty exciting and a little scary for the parents. At least I know I would be. Or is that just excited? Yippee! No, I'm kidding. So my cream is just a bit of a sheet left over. It's actually that was the back of the donation quilt that I just did up on Long Arm Wednesday, that horse one. Lots of people seem to really like it. I'm hoping it goes very well today for the Get Hillsburg Growing community and raises some money for their little club. It helps our little village be all nice and pretty, and little flowers and benches and all sorts of fun stuff and signs as you go down the street. So, all right, so we just have our other one to do here. And just press into the dark. It's a little lighter, the fabric. I think that's what I was trying to say. So maybe that's a little bit part of my problem. This only seems to be on this little tanny bits, but maybe it's just because it's in that corner too. So I don't know, we figure it out. And I left the option to go longer, but since I only had so much strips of the pink, you can't really start mixing in another pink at this point. So I'll just do whatever it is that I can with the leftover pieces and just make a whatever can, wall hanging, or it may turn into a bag for me. You never know. Okay, so we're gonna move the big ruler and we'll move this right over here. And we're gonna lay our stacks out. Okay, there. Try and have them all kind of together on the one side. Okay. You can do this individually. It's completely up to you. I have lots of things to do throughout the day, so I'm going to try and do this as fast as I can with the 3 on top of each other. Okay. Just takes a couple moments to line them up. Get yourself a nice straight edge on your board, your cutting mat, or your cutting board, whatever. Keep shifting over there. Okay, and then we'll put the other one on. Okay, I'm just going to stand up and I'm going to do some cuts that are going to be with the ruler here. Okay, so I'll just move my chair out of the way. It's all right. Microphone's hooking on my shirt. Okay, and just line that up nice and straight as possible. And if you got some wonky bits or you're too nervous, then go ahead and just do one strip at a time. If you just line her up and you keep straight, you should be okay. Okay. So on this ruler here, you see the 60. It goes right, sorry, am I too tall there? Right here and right there. We're gonna put those lines on the top of our fabrics right here. And that's gonna give us our angles that we need, okay? So for the first one, we want to go here because we want to give ourselves, see how I've got that 60? It's right on that line, okay, right on that edge of my fabric. Tweak it up just a bit. Come right in from the corner because you want to utilize as much fabric as possible, okay, and those are little bits that are off to the recycle bin. So now you take the ruler and you're just going to flip it to the other 60. The other 60 is laying across right here. It was saying maybe get flat edges at the top, so I was lining it right up, so I had a complete point, a complete tiny little point right there with my ruler lined up on the 60. So, and to just continue on with the rest of the quilt, I will trim it. I'll trim all these tails off beforehand before I go and put all the pieces together. So, and just do a straight cut, move it to the side, take that 60, which is right here and right here. Now you're going to take that line and move it right on to the top of your fabric. Okay, have a nice point. It's all lined up and cut. And then take the line again, flip it, move it down. Make sure things haven't shifted. And then just keep rocking it back and forth. It's like a rock and roll cutting party. Okay, and then we're going to put those stacks into 6 stacks because it makes 6 different types of triangles. Okay, keep going back and forth. And, and what actually took a little bit to wrap my brain around is I thought we were putting them together like wide to corner, like that sort of thing, and you're not. You actually put them with all the little corners in together. So that took me the second show to figure out. I'm like, why am I not getting this? I'm like, I had this pre-thought already idea in my mind, and clearly I was wrong, but that's okay, you know. It's like, okay, I can't quite figure this out. What's going on here? Okay, make sure you put that line right at the top of your fabric. Okay, so well, that should be enough to get us started, all right? So let's do our little stacks. I have a little bit left over from my first cut and one block. See how all the little points go together and all your little wide parts are on the outside. I thought it was going to be like a normal flippity flop, but it's not. Okay, so we have our little piles here, and we're going to restack everybody into their appropriate pile, okay? You're going to have 6. Okay, this one hasn't been started yet, so he'll be there. Kind of put your tones together. You know, you got your medium and your dark and your light, and your medium and your light. Okay, it helps sort things out a little bit better. It's like dealing out cards. Okay, just takes a couple moments to do this. Oops, there we go. Make sure you get them in your right pile, because you need a few of each, obviously, because you need 3 for one block set and 3 for another block set. Okay, that came a little bit flat at the top there. Those may not work. I'll put them off to the side. Love making more work for myself. It happens. And there. Okay, so we're going to make the opposite block to this one right here, okay, which is this one right here. No, is it? Oh, that's it, that one right here. Okay, so it'll be the pink one. Okay, so we need pink with white or medium with light, medium with dark. Okay, it's going to go like this. Medium with light, medium with dark, and then light with dark. Okay, and that's going to form half a cube. Okay, and this one forms the other half of the cube. Okay, and that's how you're going to end up putting your blocks together. Go like this, and then to the outside, and like the edges would go together, and so on and so forth. So we're going to make this block right here. Okay, so we're going to flip, and of course you got your seams going in the same direction. Well, actually, no, this one's opposite because it's light and dark, and light, medium and dark. And don't forget, you can put a pin in, but you don't have to. You know, stick a pin right there. Okay, let's make sure I got that right before I proceed here. That is the medium with the light, the medium with the dark, the light with the dark. Okay, yes. Then just come over here. I just wanted to show you don't always have to have a triangle to do a triangle. You know what I mean? There's measurements on your ruler itself to help you. Okay, you really want that point, that little seam to come right together, because that's really going to help give you the definition in your block, in your little cube, okay? And then same when you add that third piece. I know, it took me a little bit to get over that, you know, all the corners are going in the center. I'm like, how is that making a block? But it does. I think my tummy was just rumbling, so I'm sorry if I caught that on the microphone. Okay, so there's our other block, okay? That would be our block right there. That's block number 1. And then here's block number 2. And you just need to make as many of these. That's what you do. You do one of those, and one of those, one of those, one of those. And then they end up going like this, next to each other, down, and then down. So, and then the next one starts with the other one on top, sort of thing. It's very, very easy. Very easy. So let's give this a little press. Okay. All right, okay. See, this is where I need to lop off all these little points. Like I should be cutting all those things off, because that's what's actually giving me a little bit of trouble when I'm trying to put all these center pieces together. I got too much action going on in this intersection. Okay, so we're going to trim one of these up, and then I'll sew a row together. Oh, we'll have to get a couple more pieces together, but okay, just give it a little cleaner cut. If you have a triangle ruler, that's fantastic. I mean, then it's, and I'm not sure, she said something called a star ruler of some sort, but she was calling it topless triangle. So maybe that helps in the searching of the topless triangle ruler or plexi cutter or something like that. I don't know. Okay, so we need to make more of these blocks, obviously. So let's try and do another one of this one. And it's the medium and then the dark. And just make sure they're all matching. It looks the same. Okay, moving on. Okay, we'll do a full row to add on to this one. So hopefully that helps with the definition of the design. So, and you can just snuggle your seams next to each other. This may be a good time to actually flip them the other way, and that way you can trim them. There we go. But then I push the dark to the light. I don't like that now. I'm still gonna trim it though. Okay, we'll lop off that edge of it. There we go. Lop off that one too. It's like a haircut. I went to the quilt shop for a haircut. Okay, let's line those up. So with the scissors. I thought a good way to do something small, something big, didn't matter, you know, and you can change the size of your strip. After watching the first one, I just went and immediately cut 2.5. So when I watched the second time, she says 2. So, but then she says the one she's working on, the little one on the table, was 2 inches, but the one on the wall behind her, the bigger one, was 3 inches, 3-inch strip. So you can variegate it. You can do bigger, you could do smaller. I mean, it's up to you, right? Okay, so if we want to add to this here, we need to make sure we have that block, and then that, nope, that's the same block. Silly nilly. That one. Then this one. So I need to make another one of those ones at least, right? Another 2? No, just another one. Okay, so another one of these, and then we can put this one square together. Okay, so we need our pink, sorry, our light and our medium, and then our dark and our medium, and then our dark and our light. And that's exactly what we have going on here. It's all matchy-matchy. Okay. The one she has in the video is a purple and a blue and a bluey purple, which combines the two colors together. Split the seam on that one since I trimmed it. And it looks really, really cool. It really stands out. You can see the stacking block there. I was hoping that these shades of pink would do the same sort of thing. Here's hoping it does. My Munchkin had a hard time seeing it at first until he saw the picture of the video. So I don't know. Maybe it just wasn't quite enough. Wasn't quite enough done to show what it was going to look like. Okay, now let's get that row sewn together. Let's do this a little trim here. Center tip out of there. Press. Very much excited. Looking forward to tomorrow's live stream. Getting some more stuff done. I like it when we get some stuff done around here. Is that it? Nope, that's not it, silly. Hold on. Is that? No, it's not. I keep grabbing the wrong one. Jeepers creepers. Okay. Now it's this one. Then this one. Then this one. Okay, so we need to sew these together here on this angle. So take that, line her up. It's up to you if you want to put a pin in. Okay, then we'll do these two, and then we'll sew those two together. Just do some lining up. Okay, give these a little press. Now sew those together. I was like, wait, doesn't take much to get confused. Let's put it that way. It's just like, wait a second. I flipped and I flopped. I turned around in a corner. All right. Press that, and then we'll sew the row together. And this is where you are going to want to use pins. You really want to make sure this is all together the way it's supposed to. Ow, that was a microphone pack right in the back. Need to add this to the top part here, because then that helps finish it off. And of course you would at the bottom too, but because I don't know how many rows I was going to do, I kind of left the bottom to be able to add another row if I needed to. So we're going to put that here. And choose a complementary color if you can. Choose another color that's in the, that would be finish it up the blocks here, like, you know. Some of them, yeah, I guess that was the lightest tone was up there. So, and I didn't have enough pink of anything else. I just had enough of this purple here that would probably do the top part. So I try to bust my scraps as much as possible. I don't really like trying to cut into the bolts. The bolts are for customers. So, all right. So now we're going to pin those together. Do a little bit of trimming here without lopping off any other triangles underneath here. Okay, so let's trim this up without too much of a disaster. Okay. I thought it was looking really cool. I like it. Even just as a quick little project, little wall hanging, or I think you would have to, if it was smaller, it could go as placemats or something like that, but you kind of have to get a few lines together to get that dimension to really kind of pop out, right? So that 3D dimension. Okay, so we'll put that together there. That was the side I was going to go on, right? Yes, or it doesn't matter. I don't think it really matters because they either go either side, so, right? Nope, it does matter. Because then the block isn't the same. Haha! I put my piece on the wrong end. That's okay. I can fix that. Oh, the joys to the world. It even said medium and dark, and I go in and stitch it till light. You think I would have known that? Jeepers creepers. Oh, well, it's not a show if I'm not using a seam ripper. It's the Grim Ripper. There's actually a wall hanging that I'm going to do just before Halloween, and it's the Grim Ripper. We're going to do that. It's a little like the Grim Reaper holding the big seam ripper. I think it's hilarious. Okay, so put that at the top, up here, where it belongs. Okay. Sticking stuff where it doesn't belong. Now these triangles are the same. I just did them a little bit wider apart and then cut them in half. And she shows you how to do that right on the video too. So Kayewood is the artist. She seems that you can buy the pattern too, but you know, I figure we're smart peoples. We can figure it out. And like she says, you can do it in any size you like. Okay, now you wanna pin here, 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 here. Okay? You do. I kid you not. I better see you pinning. Watching you. Now you really want to match them up. Okay? You know both your stacks are going in the same direction. If you want, you can split that, put a pin, and then you're both you're snuggled your seams right up together, okay? And here's a crucial one too. You have, I think I've shown this before, if you put a tip of the pin in one point and tip of the pin in the other point, and then just come back this way. You know you're tip to tip. You know you got your spacing together, and it's going to match up. So I think I'll just split those seams. To me, it seems to be the wisest, as I've already done 2 seams already with it. So, okay, and this is another one. If you want to stick right at the tip, come in at the tip, and then straight down. Okay. It's a good way to match up your points if you really are that, you know, specific about it and want. If you're, you know, doing it for a show quilt, by golly, take the time. But if you're just doing it as a wall hanging for someone who's, you know, you just want to give them something that's kind of cool and they might like, or, you know, they like blocks, or you're trying to think of a baby quilt idea, and, you know, you can slap, you know, some mint green and a gray and a yellow, and it all will still turn out the way, and it doesn't matter what the baby is, you know. It's gonna look great with those colors. You know, you do the shades of greens, or you do shades of yellows, or something like that. So I think anything in any of the colors would be good. Okay, oops, come up a little bit more, a little bit down, jeepers creepers. Try and get that right on. That wasn't a very good corner on that one, but oh well, live and learn. Don't sweat it, move on. Okay, that's barely enough to split, so let's just keep those together. Okay, now we've got all our little strip pinned all the way down here, and it's all matchy-matchy where it's supposed to be. Let's give it a little sew and show ya what Weekend Project is all about. Until tomorrow. I have to say, I'm really loving the live streams. We're really getting to know each other. It's like sharing a cup of coffee with friends and just chillaxing and getting some sewing done. And yeah, I'm really, really enjoying it. I was very, very nervous at first because, you know, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. And we try to keep all of our little boo-boos or flubs or whatever in our videos, because to me, that is a perfect video. Because when you show nothing that goes wrong, that's an imperfect video. Because there is things go wrong every single day. We're trying to put something out that's educational, a little fun, sometimes hilarious. Maybe not. But something that's at least fun and educational. And I'm coming right close to my pins before I'm pulling them out, because I don't want anything to shift. Like, I'm only maybe a stitch or 2 away from those pins before pulling them out, okay? Because that's going to help ensure that your seams are all lined up the way they're supposed to be. Okay, do a little back stitch. Okay. And I'll do a little press, little tails here. Okay. Okay, and then I'll just press it open. And if you're not happy with any of your seams, then go back and pull them out. Let's reline them up. Fabric's very flexible sometimes. You can get into your little spots that you need to and repin. So let's give it a little press. And because I've got 4 rows here, maybe you can see the design a little bit better. I'm hoping so. What do you think of that? I got enough for maybe another 4 rows. Maybe another, I don't know, 6 rows or something like that. I think that'd make a nice little either baby girl quilt or a nice little wall hanging, or something for the back of the couch or something. Even just a nice little lap quilt when you think about it. Maybe another border around it because it's almost to my toes. So, but it's cute. I like it. And obviously I need to tweak a little bit at those seams, but I don't know. It's lesson learned and having some fun, you know? Like learning new things. There we go. That was Weekend Project. So I'm going to put some more stuff together and we'll take a picture and we'll obviously quilt it up on a long arm Wednesday. So, or maybe it'll turn into a bag and well, we'll quilt it up, but you never know. Okay. So we'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Thanks everybody. Enjoy your day. Have fun. Bye-bye.